Now that I have the foundation of a few screens in place, I'm going to show you how to use XD's features and other resources to build things out even faster. Here I've built a sample product tile. As you can see, it's sitting on the pasteboard and is not part of the artboard. The pasteboard is a good place to experiment or hold items that aren't immediately needed. At any point, I can drag something from the pasteboard to an artboard. However, if I don't get it all the way on, the part that bleeds off the artboard appears ghosted, and that part disappears altogether when the item is deselected. If I select it again and drag it further into the artboard, XD helps me center align it. If I copy something from one artboard to another, it will paste it into the same relative position provided the whole artboard is showing. I can reposition it as necessary. This product tile is only one of several I want to show on my homepage. By selecting it and choosing Repeat Grid from the Property Inspector, I can make an unlimited number of identical copies on a horizontal and/or vertical grid. In this case, I'll repeat the tile a few times vertically. I click the margin between any of the copies and drag to adjust the spacing. Changes I make to any of the elements inside a repeat grid occurs in them all. Here I'm rescaling the like icon or heart and bolding the product name placeholder. I can also add and remove items. Here I'll add an avatar component for likes. I'll grab the ellipse tool and lay in some circles to be populated with images later. I click and drag the ellipse tool and hold the Shift key to constrain it to a circle. By adding the Option key on Mac or the Alt key on Windows, I can also constrain it from the center. I want multiple circles, so I click on Repeat Grid again and pull the gripper right to make a few copies. I want my circles overlapped, so I click in the margin and drag left to a negative number. At this point, I have one repeat grid nested inside of another one, which is pretty cool. Next, I want to put a touchpad on my search page. So I go to File, Get UI Kits, and I pick the platform I'm interested in. After following the instructions on the page where it is located and downloading the file, I open it up. I locate a keypad, I click on my zoom tool, and I drag across the part of the UI kit I'm interested in seeing up close. I grab my select tool, I click on the keypad and choose Edit, Copy. I go back to my working file, make sure that the search artboard is selected, and I choose Edit, Paste. I click the keypad and drag it where I want it. Next, I want to add a Create an Account artboard between my first and second screens. Since it's a fairly standard page, I'll look for something pre-built. I go to the File menu, choose Get UI Kits again, and this time select Wireframes. I download and unzip this file and open up the mobile file. This opens up a file created specifically for Adobe XD and includes a wide range of templates and UI elements across a variety of categories that are available for use as is or modified. I survey what's available and find a screen I like. I choose the artboard, right-click and choose Copy, and go back to my Ginchi file and choose Edit, Paste. I grab my artboards and I move them around until I'm happy with the order they're in. I'm starting to get an eclectic mix of colors and fonts since I've copied and pasted so much into my file. If I really like the blues that came in with the newest artboard, I could select the artboard, open my Assets panel, and click the plus sign next to the subcategory Colors. This would take all the colors on that artboard and make them custom swatches. If at any point I wanted to change one, I could right-click on it and choose Edit. Then I'd identify a new color in the color picker and XD would update that color everywhere it was used. In this case though, I want to go away from the blue used in the wires. I go back to the assets and click the leftmost color swatch. I hold the Shift key and click the swatch on the right to grab all swatches in between. Then I right-click and choose Delete. I decide I'd rather use the colors on my homepage for now, so I select it and re-click the plus sign next to Colors. Then I use my Select tool to grab the blue artboard and I choose a color swatch from the Assets panel to change it. I follow the same steps to change the color of other objects. I don't change the color of any of the text because I'm going to update it using the character styles in my Assets panel, and the character color is part of the style. I select a container of text, I go to the Assets panel and select the character style I'd like to appear. I do this to any remaining improperly styled text to get my file in order. Be sure to watch the next tutorial in this Adobe XD Getting Started lesson.